Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Cons of Tarkir Swiss draft. I tried playing Temporal Trespass once, and it didn't work out too well. I got it, and I didn't even end up putting it in my deck. I still think it's likely playable. I mean, taking an extra turn is pretty strong. Is there any? I mean, the problem is there's nothing else like super good in this pack. I did get a chance to play Bloodfire Enforcers, and I actually like it. I do actually like Bloodfire Enforcers. I think it's a pretty good card. I'm trying to think if there's something better. I don't really like to start with a 4-drop. Maybe the Grim Contest is the best. Big glaring issues with that is it's a 2-color pick right away, which I don't like, but it's probably the strongest card in this pack. Since it's an instant speed, kind of weird version of a fight spell. I think I'm just going to take the strongest card here in Grim Contest. I do think Grim Contest is likely the strongest card. Ooh, follow-up pick Abzan Beastmaster feels pretty good. There is Sandstep Outcast and Sandblast as well, but actually Beastmaster is kind of a ridiculous card. If you just by itself, if there's nothing else on the board, you just draw a card every turn. It's pretty absurd. And if I get the Beastmaster, the cool thing is it actually works well with Grim Contest. I know you think it doesn't because it's like, hey, it's got 1 toughness, but both cards reward you for having high toughness creatures. So I can go out of my way to sort of look for that. Like Archer's Parapet suddenly becomes just way better in a deck that's got Grim Contest and Beastmaster. So I think we're just going to second pick this guy. I love him. Really good. Sandstep Outcast and Sandblast, like I said, even Channel Harm is fine. Although I'd say worse than either of these, just because these are so cheap. But yeah, let's get the Beastmaster here. That's awesome. It's a great second pickup. Okay, we can go for a second Grim Contest. There's also Cash Defenses, which is fine. And a Typhoid Rats, which is also fine. Maybe we just go for the second Grim Contest here. Get 2 of them. And then just all of the high toughness creatures we can. I actually like Cached Defenses too. It's more rare since it's uncommon. It does work well with Beastmaster since, bolsters. But you don't get to bolster and then draw a card. You have to wait until your next upkeep. But not that that's like a huge deal anyway. I think I'm going to take the Grim Contest. I think it's probably better enough than Cached Defenses since it's an actual removal spell that I won't regret having it here. So let's just take it. Ooh, okay. So now we have Destructor Dragon, which is good. Since green flyers are quite rare, it does have 4 toughness, which is good. There's Formless Nurturing, which is playable but not as good as the dragon, and Hunt the Weak, which I think is fine, but we already have 2 fight cards. So I think I'm just going to take the dragon here. It seems like a good pickup. 4, 5, 6. Oh, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Ooh, Rewarded. Orc Sure Shot is a great card, so happily picking this dude up. Low toughness, which doesn't work well with Grim Contest or Beastmaster, but Sure Shot is still a very strong card. 4 mana for 4 power, very good. I'm going to take it over the Hunt the Weak. That's a pretty late Sandstep Outcast. It may be that I want to play Abzan, but I still would prefer to have the Sure Shot because it's in our main 2 colors. Or the 2 colors I would like to play main. Ooh. I haven't gotten to play this guy yet, but I think he's quite good. There's a Dousing Gloom in here too. That's tough. 4 mana, 3/3 lifelink is pretty good. We only have 1 actual black permanent so far, but Kinguard is still reasonably good with Beastmaster and still pretty good with Grim Contest too. So I don't know. I mean, Dousing Gloom is a great card. It's not going to work too well with our Grim Contest. Kinguard as a 3/3 lifelinker. That's also a warrior. I haven't played this card yet. I feel like it's pretty good though, right? Because lifelink. I'm gonna go Kinguard. I feel like because I haven't played it yet, I don't know how good it actually is. So I guess we'll find out. Okay, now we can take Map the Wastes, but I think I'd rather have the Formless Nurturing. 3/3 dude at least that works well with Beastmaster and Grim Contests in a way. And if I end up Abzan, having the +1/+1 counter is also quite good. Nothing else too crazy good in here, so let's just take that. Let's see. Ancestral Vengeance is playable, not terribly exciting. Return to the Earth is same sort of thing, probably a better sideboard card. Sudden Reclamation is fine. More of a Sultai card, which I guess we still could end up in Sultai. Maybe we just take maybe we play the Sultai card if we end up taking blue picks here at some point. I guess we can take Karsi High Priest. It's a fine card. Nothing special, but it's something to do cheap. And in response to your removal, I'll just sack it and manifest instead, which can pan out nicely. Overall, not that amazing of a card, but I think better than Hero's Blade and Archers of Karsi for our deck. Okay. There is an Erishan Cleric here, but I think if I were to play Abzan, I wouldn't be that interested in it, but maybe I would. Otherwise, I'm taking like a Sipsig Host, which is a pretty unexciting card in any way, shape, or form. So let's just take the Cleric. Late Sage and Cunning Strike, so perhaps blue is open, but that's okay. Late Rite of Undoing, so it would seem that blue is likely open. Maybe I just take the right here and go for a Sultai deck a little bit. I don't mind giving up an Archers of Karsi. It's not that great of a card, especially given the fact that we have Double Grim Contest and Beastmaster. Let's take the Rite of Undoing. It's a good card. Okay, Hooded Assassin actually seems pretty decent for our deck because of the Grim Contest and Beastmaster once again. And it's a fine card. It's nothing special, but I don't have any problems with it. All right, Sultai Rune Mark over some more unexciting cards, so it seems fine. Vanguard, pretty unexciting too, but I guess it's playable if I need it. Okay, overall, pretty successful pack one. We got some good fight cards. We kind of got our base colors established a little bit. I think, considering that late of a Rite of Undoing, blue is probably a little bit open. All right, I think we're just going to take the Dig Through Time here since drawing cards is good and it's worth a couple tickets. So it looks like we've probably solidified ourselves a little bit more into a Sultai deck, which is good. So I'd like to table like Mandrills, which is also good with what we've got. But I guess I'm going to need some fixing if I'm going to play this Dig Through Time and Rite of Undoing. I do like Raider Spoils. We have at least, wait, do we have any Warriors? 1, 2. I guess we've got a couple. But let's just take the Dig Through Time. Tickets and card draw. What more can you want? Okay, Kentry Invocation rewards us for some fatty toughness guys, but currently don't really have any. I could take the Throttle. Could take the Thornwood Falls. That's going to help us play blue. I do like Throttle quite a bit. Throttle is good removal. Kentry is a good card, but doesn't look very good in our deck until we get those Parapets. I don't like picking the invocations before the Parapets. I much prefer picking the Parapets before the invocation. So yeah, Throttle versus Thornwood Falls here. That's tough. I mean, my deck doesn't hinge on playing Rite of Undoing and Dig Through Time. It's more of like speculative, I think blue's open, which is why I kind of want to take the Thornwood Falls. But my removal is pretty lacking besides a couple Grim Contests. I think I'm just going to take this Throttle. I don't have to play blue if green and black stay open, and then I just need to get some high toughness guys like Table of Sidisi's Pet or something. I'm going to take the Throttle. I like it too much. Okay, now there's the Thornwood Falls, which I think I will take over Loxodon and Sidisi's Pet, both of which are fine, but we probably table one of them. And Sidisi's Pet actually just gets very good in this deck with Beastmaster and Double Grim Contest. So let's take the Falls here. I think it opens us up for more Sultai cards. And I'm not really giving up anything too crazy out of this pack. So, okay. Okay, a second Throttle. There's also Sultai Scavenger, which is good. More tempted to take the Throttle, though. Be more of like a control-ish deck with good removal. I do dig the Throttle quite a bit. I think it's a pretty strong card. It's certainly not like overpowered in any way, but it's a good removal spell. Grizzly, not that great with what we've got. I do like it in general. And Scavenger is good, but I think I'd still rather have the removal. Okay. Now we have second Thornwood Falls, which I think we're just going to snap up over the Bondkin and the Bloodsucker. So still kind of hunting for high toughness dudes. Well, Shamley Attendance is quite good with Grim Contest, but it's expensive. Longshot Squad's another 4-drop, not that that's too terribly good. Rite of the Serpent is fine removal, but probably not even as good as Throttle since it's sorcery speed and kind of slow. Tuscalocedon is also fine, but I'd almost rather have Attendance. I don't have a ton of ways to mill myself. I do have the Sudden Reclamation, which seems fine in Sultai. Admittedly, I haven't played it yet. Otherwise, I could just take the Longshot Squad, which is also fine. Probably just take the Squad. I think overall it's probably in line more with what we want. Okay, Mastodon actually does seem fine in this deck. There is an Awaken the Bear, but we're a little low on creatures. I don't like the Mastodon, but I think we got to take it with what we've got. Otherwise, it's Rite of the Serpent. I could gear up for more of like a black-green control deck, but we're desperately on the hunt for a low end to our deck here. Bitter Revelation seems fine. There's a Smoke Teller. I think we probably take the Bitter Revelation. Do have quite a few 4-drops already, but I'd much prefer playing Revelation over the Sudden Reclamation, I think. So, okay, let's do that. Rakshas's Secret seems fine in this deck. We're not getting any cheap spells. It's kind of a problem. Here we go. Sagu Archer is actually something that overall is a mediocre card, but becomes a lot better in this deck, so we'll take that. Witness of the Ages, I think we'd actually prefer to have the pet because it's cheaper to unmorph, so we can get access to our Grim Contests a little bit quicker. Witness of the Ages is indeed playable, but I think I'd rather have the pet. None of these cards really matter. Guess we'll take the Banner. I don't think we're playing Contemplation, but whatever. Alright, so this pack was like okay for us. Got a couple fixers. I mean, at this point we can easily play Sultai. It was open, and I don't know if it was as open in pack 2, because we didn't really see much blue, but it was open pack 1, so I kind of feel like we can pick up some blue here if we want to try and make this Rite of Undoing and dig through time work. But our deck desperately needs at least a couple parapets, or at least one. So far, our high toughness guys are pretty much just Pet, Archer, Mastodon, and some other expensive ones. But yeah, I mean, kind of need some more to really take advantage of these cards. Okay, on to pack 3, and what have we got? That's good here. Dead Drop. Our self-mill includes Rakshas's Secret and Bitter Revelation, possibly that Sudden Reclamation if I want to play it, but we've already got so many 4-drops, I don't really like it. I don't mind taking Dead Drop. There's Jungle Hollow, which is fine, but we tabled Sagu Archer last time. I think we could do it again. I guess we'll take the Dead Drop. Seems like something that could be good in this deck. Although we're still on the hunt for more creatures, but I don't know what to do about that. I mean, like I said, we'll probably table an Archer or a Loxodon, so let's just get the best card in the pack, probably, in Dead Drop. Interesting. We can take the Soothsayer. I think that's probably just the pick. It works well with our stuff. It gives us card advantage. It mills for our Delve. I think I like that more than the Mandrills or the Scavenger. Yeah, I think I gotta get behind that. Like, I would easily play Soothsayer over Mastodon as just like a strict upgrade to it, probably. I can get behind that. Second Dead Drop. That might be difficult to play. There's Abomination of Gudul. There is a Force Away. I do like Abomination, but we're close to a deck already. I think I'm just going to take the Thornwood Falls to really help play our blue spells easier. And probably table another Archer. So we're going to have Archers for days. That's a good sign. Let's see here. There's a Treasure Cruise. There is a Mystic. There's a Shambling Attendance. Attendance is good with the fight spells we've got. Mystic has Evasion. This doesn't look like a deck that really once. I mean, you always want Mystic, but I don't think this deck really needs it all that much. And Treasure Cruise is good. We already have kind of a Bitter Revelation. So I think I'm a little more interested in Attendance, I think. It's expensive, but I like what it does in this deck. I guess I'm taking Shambling Attendance. I don't know if this is right. Let's see here. Here's another pet. There's a Riverwheel Aerialist, which is pretty big and good. It's a lot of expensive stuff, but that's all right. I think we're going to take the Aerialist. Abomination seems fine. Yeah, Abomination's pretty good. We'll take that. Let's see here. Krumar Bonkin versus Feed the Clan. We already have 24 cards. Interesting. Usually I don't like playing Feed the Clan, but Bonkin's not... I mean, it's a good card in general. Not amazing. But it's probably better than the Vanguard in our deck, I would say. I don't know. Feed Clan's more of a sideboard. Let's just take the Bonkin in case I want to lower my curve a little bit. Alright, Water Whirl is fine, but I think we're good on our late game. Let's just take the Abomination, which is overall pretty good. Okay, I think this deck actually wants Flock a lot. There is a Sagu Archer as well, though, but that costs quite a bit to unmorph. I think we're going to take the Flock. Having the 5 toughness is, and the 5 toughness evasive blocker. I mean, this is also an evasive blocker, though. In our main color, splashing for Flock feels a bit awkward, but unmorph for 1 is tough to deny. I think we need more defensive spells, and Archer is just too expensive, so let's take the Flock and hope we can make it work. Alright, Kintree Invocation. Guess I'm going to take it, but I don't know if we're going to be able to make it work. Third Abomination of Gudul, why not? It's a good card. Witness, so we've got a lot of morph fatties. I think we're going to end up, we'll take this Stroke for our sideboard. I think we're going to end up, well, this is difficult. We're going to have to play with a relatively higher curve, so I guess that means I should probably end up cutting some of our more expensive spells. I almost like Aerialist more than Destructor Dragon, but considering it's in our splash color, maybe that's too awkward. Maybe we don't play the Attendance because we've already got enough Delve. Yeah, that probably makes sense. We probably have enough Delve and high toughness stuff where I don't need the 8-drop. Do I want the Sudden Reclamation? Probably not. Let's just separate spells from non-spells for now. So I like all this stuff quite a bit. This is still a creature. Kintree is technically a creature, but I don't know if we're going to do it. Rakshasa Secret makes our 3 Delve spells cheaper, but I don't even know if we have space for Rakshasa Secret in here. I'm not sure I want to play that. Between Bitter Revelation and Sultai Soothsayer, I'm hoping that we're good on the self-mill front. So let's figure out some cuts here, and let's figure out what we want to jam. So I probably have enough 4-drops where I don't need like a Formless Nurturing. It does feed your Delve, though, which is nice, but I don't like it more than any of our... Oh, no, I want that in my deck. Where is that? I think we do want the Sidisi's Pet. We need some relatively cheap protection. I actually think Abzan Kinguard is really important in this deck because of the lifelink. I'm not sure we're going to be able to make Kintree Invocation work. We just really don't have enough high toughness guys that can come out and protect us early. So I don't think we're going to play the Kintree Invocation. We really don't have much of an early game. I think that means we should probably play 18 lands because we got to make sure we can hit our spells. So there are some issues with this deck for sure. I think we probably cut Witness. I don't mind having a 4/4, but I want some more flight protection with Archer. Carsey High Priest is just something to do early. Yeah, I mean, this deck looks slow, which could definitely be an issue, but not sure if I almost would prefer to play the Archer over the Bonkin, because I actually like Bonkin, but I feel like we have enough fatties where I don't need it. And I'd rather have the cheaper Hooded Assassin for 3 toughness, I think. I mean, this deck is expensive, so I think we have to play 18 lands. I don't think that's going to be a big issue with this deck because we have Bitter Revelation and the Soothsayer and the Dig Through Time. We have 3 ways to get us advantage. Our removal is pretty adequate. Double Grim Contest, Double Throttle, Dead Drop is pretty good. Sure Shot is kind of removal too. Main issues are we're slow. We don't have any like 2-drops. We are definitely slow. But I can't really do much about that. I think we're going to have to just settle for that. So let's figure out a couple more cuts. Maybe I do cut the Formless Nurturing. I'd rather have our Morph dudes, I think. Still have 15 creatures, so I have to make one more cut. I like our finishers quite a bit. Riverwheel Aerialist, Destructor Dragon, Triple Abomination of Gadul is pretty good. I still kind of like Flock in this deck. I feel like we need early protection, and Flock definitely does that. And it works so well with the Grim Contest, too. So I don't know what to cut here. Could be Rite of Undoing, because we've got enough removal, and it's a bit slow, and we already have to... I think I'm going to cut the Rite of Undoing. I actually like the card quite a bit, but there's not a lot of stuff I want to bounce, because all of our stuff is so expensive. So it's more of like a... It is a good protection spell in a pinch, but because I have 2 delve spells and only a couple ways to fuel delve in Bitter Revelation, and actually, do I even have anything? And Soothsayer. So I only have a couple cards that fuel our expensive delve cards, so I don't think I want to dip into delve with Rite of Undoing. Overall, this deck's okay. It's kind of mediocre just because it's expensive, but there's some cool synergistic stuff in here. For sure. And the fixing we got is at least good for our splash color, which I like. I could play a banner, like Abzan banner, but I don't even know if we have enough morph where I don't think that's a good idea. So we only have a grand total of, well, we actually have more blue in the deck than I thought. Probably want 6 sources of blue rather than 5, but let's see what they say. No, they say 7. That's probably too much. So this would be 8 sources, maybe 8 sources green. Wait, why do they want more green than... I think I actually might want this. 8 sources black, 7 sources green, 6 sources blue? Let me look at my curve again. So yeah, we need both black and green early. So I think because there's just more black colors in our deck, I'm just going to go for more of this sort of build where we have 8 sources of black, 7 sources of green, 6 sources blue. Yeah, I think that's probably an appropriate number. I mean, I could try and get away with like 5 blue. I could try and get away with 5 blue. I'm trying to think how much of an issue that poses. Like I'm thinking about cutting a blue for an extra green. And the reason is 5 blue is probably enough to see 1 per game. Granted, that's not enough to cast Dig Through Time, but Dig Through Time I feel like is such a late game play that shouldn't be an issue. Like I should have 2 out of 5 by the time I can cast Dig Through Time. This would be 8 green, 8 black, 5 blue. I'm kind of digging that. Okay. So overall, this is probably like a, let me think. It's probably like a 5 out of 10 maybe. Not super powerful. Like, we have the means to beat people for sure. We have some good value plays. We have some good finishers, but we're just a bit too slow for me to be comfortable. But we're going to try it like this. This actually probably would have been an okay. Well, I was going to say it would have been an okay Secret Plans deck, but I would play more of my Morph guys if I had it. And Kintry Invocation's a fine card. I just don't really like it in this deck so much because we're so slow. I feel like I just have it in my hand most of the time. Even Grim Contest is going to be difficult to play until we get one of our high toughness guys online. So a little bit of an expensive deck, but looks like I don't know, we could win with it. It depends. We could get steamrolled too, but just didn't really see any cheap cards, I feel like. Didn't see any Archer's Parapet. This deck needed Archer's Parapet really bad, I think. But we'll experiment. We'll try it out. We'll see how we do. So I'll see you around one.